Calaroga Shark Media.
Kevin Hart has responded to Katt Williams. Hi, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. If you missed Friday's episode, I highly suggest you go back and listen to what Katt Williams had to say about everybody. Kevin Hart took to Twitter and wrote, "Gotta get that anger up, out you champ. It's honestly sad. In the meantime, please enjoy my movie trailer from my next film Lift, which will be dropping on Netflix in 8 days. On the Ricky Smiley morning show on Thursday, Ricky told his radio audience that he was originally meant to be Money Mike, but in hindsight, thinks Katt Williams was the better choice. He said, I had no reason to lie about that. They added that whole pimp twist to that character, which was actually a better decision and made it funnier. There's no way in hell I could have executed that role like that, and I'm glad they made that decision. Personally, I like the pimp role better, but the Santa Claus role was just perfect for me." He added, "We want to wish Katt Williams nothing but the best." Katt had taken a shot at Joe Rogan, saying, "Joe don't want me on there," meaning Joe's podcast. "Joe got 6 comedians that ain't ever been funny that he wants to push out." I wonder who those 6 comedians are. I could do some research. He's got some regulars on there. But Joe tweeted, "I love Katt. He's one of my favorite comics, and I'd love to have him on. We talk about him all the time. If he's down, I'll make it happen. That would be amazing. Please do that, Katt Williams." Ludacris responded to Katt Williams on Instagram. He released a freestyle, and I wanted to share it with you. And some of the language is not language that I'm comfortable sharing. Some of the language I'm not comfortable reading, and plus me reading a freestyle is going to be all kinds of corny. So let's not do that, Johnny Mac. Just go to Ludacris's Instagram, will you? Meanwhile, having nothing to do with the appearance on Shannon Sharp's podcast, Katt Williams in his stand-up lately has been taking a shot at Jamie Foxx. I watched this clip. I wanted to share it with you, but again, lots of naughty language I'm not comfortable sharing. But Katt talked about Jamie Foxx's recent mystery illness. Katt asked the audience, "You know who got a lot of money?" The audience says, "Who?" Katt responds, "Jamie Foxx." Katt then talks about the lack of details surrounding Jamie's recent illness and insinuates that the Illuminati is probably behind it all and suggests that Jamie Foxx bought himself a membership with its money. Katt Williams says he wouldn't mind being a member of the Illuminati. He would like to know the secret to McDonald's French fries. In other news, on the AV Club website, Matt Schminkowitz writes, "Dave Chappelle's transphobia has swallowed his comedy whole. I was curious about Matt. Matt's bio says that Matt is a staff writer and a little stinker in residence." Those are the words on the website. Former senior editor at Know Your Meme. He has appeared on IndieWire, Vulture, and In Your Worst Nightmares. All right, Matt writes, "Netflix gave the gift of hate this holiday season with The Dreamer. There's nothing thought-provoking or incisive about The Dreamer, despite Dave's best efforts to work in some half-baked line, I see what you did there, about how he's a dreamer and how his audience is filled with dreamers too. Doesn't make much sense, but it wouldn't matter if he made perfect sense, because whatever groundbreaking idea Chappelle thinks he's reaching with this turd is lost in his distracting obsession with trans people and his supposed cancellation. The primary feature of The Dreamer is Chappelle's impish smile. It's the same ain't I a stinker smirk that graces the poster of Half-Baked. It's long been how he can connect with his audience and let them in on the joke, but now he does it to let them know that he's daring to say something he shouldn't be. The self-described TERF lands one transphobic, homophobic, and ableist joke after another, frequently returning to his most tired callbacks. And, as Ricky Gervais did the week before, he's ran out of D- trans material and has moved on to people with disabilities. Put bluntly, what the F is this guy trying to tell us? Why should we listen? Is this even the kind of art he wants to create every 3 years? Is this even art? It's more than every 3 years. It's been one special a year. Again, I suspect that he must have owed Netflix something, because this special just seemed undercooked. I won't use Half-Baked, and it came out New Year's Eve. It was like, "Hey, Dave, you owe us one more." And he went, "Okay." But pure speculation by me. Back to the AV Club piece. Writer Seth Simons recently suggested that we stop calling Chappelle a comedian at all, since his primary profession these days is an anti-trans activist. Taylor Tomlinson's new version of At Midnight, which is called After Midnight, kicks off Tuesday, January 16th at 12:37 a.m. After Midnight is based on the premise of At Midnight. That program ran on Comedy Central between 2013 and 2017. So that should create some more material for the podcast, as that type of show tends to have a lot of comedians on. Also coming back soon, no date yet, but Max, HBO Max, whatever we're calling it, they've announced that season 3 of Hacks is happening this spring. If you haven't watched Hacks yet, you should. It stars Jean Smart as Deborah Vance, who's not quite Joan Rivers, and Hannah Einbender as Ava Daniels, who are writing together. It's a very fun show. There's a new podcast coming out. It's the History of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Susie Essman and Jeff Garlin will host this recap show. They'll tackle every episode. Due out in January. They hadn't given a date on that, but maybe it's out now. It's January enough. Curb is back the first weekend in February, so there's the timing there. I can't imagine anyone doing a better job than James Andrew Miller did on his Origins podcast. He's got a whole series there about Curb Your Enthusiasm. So James Andrew Miller's Origins. I slightly worked on that project. I don't know how much work Jim put into it, so I would recommend you check out James Andrew Miller's Origins podcast, Curb Your Enthusiasm episodes, and we'll see if this new one is any good. Fox News has given Saturday Night over to Jimmy Falia. He'll take over as the permanent host of Fox News Saturday Night beginning January 13th. That program promises a lighter take on the news of the week. The press release tells us Jimmy will add comedic commentary on cultural, political, and lifestyle topics that people across the world are buzzing about. Jimmy says Fox News Saturday Night is a show for everyone who realizes that our country doesn't need more Republicans or more Democrats. It needs more comedy. Good sentiment there. And that is your comedy news for today. If you enjoy the program, you can go to buymeacoffee.com/dailycomedynews. There are a couple bucks in the tip jar. If you know what value for value and podcasting 2.0 means, you can use the fountain app and throw some sats my way. See you tomorrow.